let's call it what it is. A lot of stress, a lot of anxiety these times, watching a lot of TV, the press conferences, being on social media, arguing with your neighbors. It can be so much. It can be so overwhelming. And our next guest wants you to just stop, take a breather, and find your zen.
That's right. She's here to support us all. She is Marilyn Harris. She's a clinical director for Bridge Counseling Associates, and we're so happy to have her join us today. Hi.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Sean said it really well right in the opening, except for the part about the neighbors. I don't fight with my neighbors, Sean, but that's your deal.
This is one guy.
But
I can't deal with him.
I know. It's the guy with the dog. I know.
Yeah.
In all seriousness, we are all on an emotional roller coaster right now. And I think stress and anxiety is part of most people's emotional repertoire right now.
I 100% agree. No one is going through this unimpacted. We are all being impacted. And the severity of that impact depends on each person. I think even extending that grace to one another, because we can never assume that someone else's experience is like our own.
Yeah, no question. I've been walking around during all this because I think we're all feeling it in waves. Like, some days you'll have like a good quarantine 8. It's like, wow, that's probably like a regular 6, but a quarantine 8, I'll take it. But then there's other days where it just hits you like a ton of bricks. And I ask myself, I'm like, man, I'm feeling this, and I'm not necessarily an anxiety-ridden person. People that have that anxiety on a regular basis and that may have a dependency on drugs or something like that, this could be a really bad time for them.
Absolutely. If there's any underlying issues that have been going on before this, now with this squeeze and this stress and this anxiety, we are really vulnerable for those issues to start to bubble to the surface. And not only right now, but even when we get back to new normal, there's going to be a cascading effect as well. And I think that's where, as the consumers and the general public get more educated and informed as to what symptomology to be aware of, whether within themselves or their friends and family, both now and later, it's going to help us all get through this together.
Yeah.
As a counselor, can you give us any kind of tips we should look out for amongst not only the people around us, but for ourselves? Many of us will be facing depression. What does that look like, and where can we find support?
Yeah, I think everyone being really mindful and noticing themselves right now, whether that's the quicker irritability or whether that's we're staying in our pajamas for 7 days and haven't showered, or we're completely isolating from socially connecting, still physically distancing, but we're not on the telephone, we're not FaceTiming our friends, we're not staying socially connected. Those are often red flags. Again, if someone was struggling with depression and anxiety or substance abuse and addiction before this, they're exceptionally vulnerable right now, because stress, hungry, angry, lonely, tired, stress is often the acronym we use, and everyone is in that right now. So again, many have already heard, but prioritizing self-care and self-awareness, really being cautious as to what you're watching and listening to. That if you just scrolling on social media all day long and getting everybody's opinion is often going to increase anxiety. Getting your information from reputable sources, not just opinions. But I think we're wired for relationships, so staying connected with each other in whatever medium we can possibly use is paramount right now.
Yeah, there's no question about it. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Sean, I saw you nodding at the same time I did. And, you and I enjoy social media and we have opinions. And yet, boy, is this the perfect time to limit how much we listen to people's opinions on Facebook, or even, whether it be you see a neighbor out when you're walking your dog. You just have to be really, really mindful and kind of take things with a grain of salt right now.
Yes, I think extending that patience and grace to each other right now, because most of us are coiled tightly in whatever capacity that may look like. So whether that's right under the surface or right here. Yeah. And I think just being aware of that, whether that's the impatience, if you actually do go to the gas station, et cetera, like just being aware, there is not one human that is not being impacted, whether a small child to a senior citizen, that has not been directly impacted by this, and varying degrees thereof. And we should never ever assume, oh, they're just at home on extended vacation. No, you have first responders and those essential providers that are in the front lines every day, having to navigate their own stress and anxiety and fear and worry, and then get back home and deal with what's going on at home. So I think, again, just being aware, we're all in this thing together, and knowing that there's resources out there, such as Bridge. We have a 24/7 crisis line. We are open. Everything is being done currently via HIPAA compliant telehealth. We have a litany of therapists, Spanish speaking as well. So we are just a resource that we want the population, the general public, to be aware that we're here for them. We haven't gone anywhere.
Yeah, no, really, it's incredible work and important work that you're doing right now. And yeah, the fact that you say we're all in this together, like this is one of the rare times I think ever where literally you're right. Like everyone simultaneously is going through this in one way or another, either through unemployment or being employed in an incredibly dangerous profession, even a grocery store worker at this point. So yeah, man, it really is an incredible time, and your services are needed now more than ever. So we're glad that you guys are still providing them.
Absolutely. We are just honored and humbled to be able to come alongside folks during this time. And it takes incredible courage to be aware and to acknowledge we're not okay. And it's okay to not be okay. Yeah. And that there's those of us out there that want to come alongside, not only right now, but even as this transitions and passes eventually.
Marilyn, thank you so much for joining us today. I actually feel just a tad bit better just applying a little love to the situation. So thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
If you would like a little support, you can reach Marilyn through Bridge Counseling, their website, their phone number right there on your screen. You can also watch this segment again on Las Vegas Morning Blend's website.